It's Chewy Gomez out here with the Lava May folks. These folks are doing a great job and a great service to the community. For those folks out there that are homeless, and not even the homeless. I mean, there's a lot of folks that are using this that aren't homeless, right?
It's true, yeah. There's a lot of low-income folks or folks that are housed in places where maybe the showers don't work, or they're unsavory, or maybe they're not private, or not always hot. So we do serve primarily houseless folks on the street.
Now, folks taking a shower, they don't want to get back in their dirty clothes. Is there an option for them to get some clothes at all here? I don't know.
We do have clothing donations. You know, it's all donation based, so the stock fluctuates. But we do have a lot of volunteers or even community members that bring clothes out. So we typically do stock underwear and socks always. You got goods.
Oh, nice. So if you guys got some socks, you guys care to donate, you got some extra shirts. You know, we all outgrow our shirts. I'm into a 3X now, so I got to donate my 2Xs. But yo, get down there and connect with lavamay.org and make your donations.
So if you want to help out, you can do it right now by purchasing one of these shirts here. Go to beatsforhope.com and get one of these Beta LA Lava May shirts. All proceeds are going to be going right here to the lavamay.org organization. Thank you for your time, man. Appreciate you so much.
Thanks for coming.
Right now we need some love, 'cause they're trying to step on.
Alright. Oakland, that sound like something you could just bump that. Bump that. I turn past 7 because it will make your trunk shake. If it shake the windows when you turn it up, you get bumped. Got you dancing, make you wanna wake it up. You get bumped. Make you swing it with the doors open up. You get bumped. Grab a bottle, crack it open, turn it up. You get bumped. If it shake the windows when you turn it up, you get bumped. Got you dancing, make you wanna wake it up. You get bumped. Make you swing it with the doors open up. You get bumped. Grab a bottle, crack it open, turn it up. You get bumped. That.
Welcome to Sweet Fingers, where the flavors of Jamaica come alive. Our talented chefs blend authentic Jamaican ingredients with a touch of love and passion. From tender oxtail stew to flavorful coconut shrimp to our snapper fish, we serve up the best of Jamaican cuisine. Whether you're looking for a taste of Jamaica or an unforgettable dining experience, Sweet Fingers is the place to be. Feel the rhythm, taste the spice, and immerse yourself in the vibrant Jamaican nightlife at our restaurant, where every night becomes a celebration of island flavors and unforgettable experiences. Come and experience the soulful flavors of Jamaica today. Nobody does it like Sweet Fingers, baby.
Hey, it's Bay Life All Day TV Channel 0, man. I'm with a Daddy from 11-5, if you didn't know, huh? Straight out the lion's mouth. Yeah, ask your bitch if you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It's a worldwide movement right now. What is your Bay Life is, man? I'm out with the Bay Life, man. Just look like this, what it do? We out here in San Francisco, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all about the Bay Life, man. We be everywhere, man. Oakland, nigga. Bay Life, nigga. You are part of this. You're watching Channel 0, Bay Life TV.
What it do? It's your boy Igor Beach from Bay Life Entertainment. You watching Channel 0. We down here in Caribbean City, live at Lil Al's Video Studio. This is the place to be every Wednesday.
What it do? It's Igor Beach, live on Bay Life TV. You watching Channel 0. I'm live here with Kali IB.
Igor Beach, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna show you how we do this. How we do this for real, you know what I'm saying?
It's the hardest underground promotion team right here. Bay Life Entertainment.
Looking back on what it was, knowing I would rise above, of having the feeling of coming And I know the strength in me you can achieve inside of you. I'm unstoppable. No one can break me. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can take me. Oh no. I'm unstoppable. I'm gonna make it unstoppable in the face of no agreement. I take me for who I am. Everything falls into plan. I've been through the struggle, the fight and the tussle, the pearls beneath the sand. So take my hand, the future's right before your eyes. You gotta realize, in order for you to win, you've got to get back up and fight. I'm unstoppable. No one can break me. No. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can take me. Oh no. I'm unstoppable. I'm gonna make it unstoppable in the face of no agreement. Da 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 da. Oh. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I'm unstoppable. Da 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 da.
Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. Same time every Monday from 3 to 4. Bay Life Entertainment is giving it to you raw, baby.
Yeah.
We in the building. We are the Stewarts. My name is Lavelle, and this is my beautiful wife, Stacy. Coming to y'all. You know what I mean? Enjoying everybody's enthusiasm of what we're gonna be talking about today on Monday. You know. So let's do it.
Let's do it?
Yes.
Well, the first thing I want to talk about, really and truly, is our community. Because Lavelle and I had this conversation, and we were, discussing how our black community does not go out and vote. And everybody has their reasonings and reasons for not voting, right?
Right.
And I was explaining to him that my reason for going in to vote is because my grandmother and my ancestors could not vote.
Right.
And I remember my grandmother when I think was it in the 60s when people were, when black people could vote?
You
Was
talking
it in
about
the 60s?
the Voting Rights
Yeah, the
Act?
right to vote, yeah.
The Voting Rights Act was passed in 1968.
Okay, 1968. So that was really like 5 years before I was born.
Right.
Not even 5 years.
Right.
So I grew up with my grandmother exercising her right to vote, walking in these polls and voicing her, her view.
Right.
And so if for nothing else, I walk in there because of that.
Right.
Like I may not get who I want, who I'm voting for,
yeah.
but just the simple act of walking in there and voting.
Exactly.
I think that is, that's a privilege to me.
A lot of people have grown tired of the political system because they've seen over and over and time again where we get people in office who really don't necessarily agree with who we are. They don't identify with where we come from, what we're about, and how we live. So it turns people off. But at the same time, we realize the sacrifices that were made for people to be able to go in a booth and exercise their God-given right, which is to vote.
Right.
And as the season slowly approaches, because we're in January, a long way away from November, but it's gonna creep up on us faster than we know it.
Well, the reason why I said that about voting is because like Trump is getting ready to, like, I'm just looking like.
Oh, he's already in.
What I don't understand is how this criminal basically is being able to run for office. How is it? Come on, this is a conversation.
Well, let me explain something to you.
No, seriously.
I'm gonna explain something to you. It's when you are a part of the process, then you're supposed to know how the process is ran. And in Donald's case, he is savvy enough to know the loopholes that are in place that could prevent that could where he can exercise his rights and say, look, this is law. Y'all can't turn away from this. And so knowing these little, in you cut, so to speak, loopholes, it's allowing him to showcase, what's going on right now. He is an extremely popular man. Some people might necessarily dislike the fact of his buffoonery, but as you go further and further into the country, and I say into the country because I'm saying leaving California and going towards the Midwest, and you start talking to people where his political influence is deeply rooted, you start to really understand why these people voted for this dude. I don't necessarily agree with some of the antics that he displays, and it's real unfortunate how he goes about it, but when you start talking about economics and people, having food on their table and him being able to, prevent certain companies from leaving this country to go to other countries because they're seeking lower wages.
Yeah.
And he being able to stop that, then you start to say, well, as bad as he actually is, then, it's got to be some form of good. Because I tell people, like, I was in prison when everybody was getting the stimulus money.
Right.
When he came on television and said, every God-given American, no matter where you at, he said, no matter where you at, and he was serious. Because everybody in the penitentiary that had a Social Security number and was able to remember it and put it on a W-2 form got a stimulus check.
I did not know that.
Absolutely.
I did not know that.
Every last one of us did.
Are you serious?
Absolutely. When he said, he said every red-blooded American that's here, he was not lying about that.
I did not know that.
He was actually, man, and that was the one and only time that a federal check could actually come into the prison, and they noted it was from the IRS and not flagging and send it back. They was actually cashing people's checks. So like I say, it's unfortunate that he is so ignorant in terms of literally not having no filter and saying whatever the hell he want to say out of his mouth. But on the flip side, some of the issues, like I was telling you the other day, what known president that that never went to North Korea, South Korea, ever went to China, ever went to Russia, you know what I'm saying? And actually kicked it with these people, these so-called dictators that
and then he called him which one he called Rocket Man?
Yeah,
is that the president of
absolutely.
China?
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah,
no, not China, of North Korea.
Yeah. He was calling him Rocket Man.
Yeah,
and then went to visit him after he called him Rocket Man.
Absolutely. No president wouldn't have ever done no shit like that.
Oh my God!
So that's why I say, we cringe at him telling people to drink bleach to prevent them from catching COVID. It's stuff like that you go, what the hell was you saying, bro?
Yeah,
but then on the flip side, like I say, you talk to somebody in the Midwest that's literally relying on this factory across the street to stay open in order for them to survive, and him coming through and saying, if you leave, I'm going to tax you with so many different sanctions that you wish you never left. It's those moments right there that you truly start to be like, you know what? Who else has done that?
Right.
Who else is willing to like threaten a company and tell them, leave if you want to?
Right.
Nobody. Ain't nobody doing that.
Well,
so that's why I say, unfortunately, his tactics, his ignorance on what he did January the 6th is totally untolerated. Ain't nobody okayed with that, but it's just a lot, so much more.
That's what I'm saying. People need to get educated now. Like you said, the elections is not until November. We're already, I'm not going to even say January. February, first quarter is already almost gone. Okay?
Absolutely.
So we're already in February. Start at least educating yourself.
That's the whole part of the political process.
Yeah,
a lot of people go in there with emotion. So if they dislike whoever the contender is, they didn't even bother to check what kind of policies they had. They just disliked them from the top, never giving a person no chance. So a lot of good candidates that might have meant us some good got passed over because of, for whatever reason, people went in there and voted with their heart.
Right.
And you can't. It's too deep and too serious for an individual to be playing like that. Like, you just really gonna go in there, F this person, I'm just gonna vote for the other dude. And the other dude is just as worse, if not just like, come on now.
Yeah. At the end of the day, use this time now to educate yourselves on each candidate. Which one would be.
Especially on the local level.
Yeah.
Because what we dealing with, when we dealing with our district attorney, what we dealing with our mayor, All these different situations that's going on in Oakland right now, it's like voice your opinion. Go down there, and if you disapprove with what these people is doing, go say something about it. But don't not go vote, and then this woman becomes mayor again, or the district attorney is back in her seat again, and then you complaining about how effed up everything is. You can't do that without exercising your God-given right.
Yeah, and you got it exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, it's real that an individual, especially in Oakland right now. I mean, we've had just too many situations where people are just totally misinformed or don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, misinformed and don't want to be bothered.
And we realize that one of these platforms that we on today, every Monday from 3 to 4, you can catch us at twitch.tv/BayLife Radio. You can catch us, and what we are trying to provide is real life information. Always use the term no nonsense, no buffoonery during this particular hour, because this is an hour that we need individuals to really just ponder and reflect what's going on in our community. We could get up here and act the fool and do all of the stupid shit, but that takes away from what's really going on out there. And don't get us wrong, those particular hours are definitely needed too for an individual to sit back and laugh, because Lord knows when we watch the news, all we see is heartache and pain on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The segment might be 2 minutes long for something that's heartwarming, but everything else is death and destruction.
Death, destruction, death. And this is the thing. This is what we want to talk about too. Lord, we have a lot to talk about. We really do have a lot to talk about.
Yes.
But did you guys know, and I mean, did you know that the algorithms with your phones, with your credit cards, and things that you order online, did you know that your smart TV, your commercials on there are lying?
They listening, y'all. Yeah. And they doing real data on us. I'm talking about
data.
Literally, like I will have a conversation with my wife about something particular, whatever we talking about, and within 5 minutes of that conversation,
is on the
commercial
phone.
Is either being viewed on the television or they're advertising something over the internet directly associated with what we was just talking about.
Yes.
So trust and believe when we tell you we are being listened to.
Yeah. So the thing is that they obviously follow me at Target, because all of the commercials, I was sitting there like stunned. I was like, do you see this? All of the commercials that came on our television was all the products that I buy. Remember, it was the Charmin.
Right.
Everything that I bought, the commercials was tailor-made to that. So
and that's crazy.
Medications, if you're on any type of medication, that commercial is coming up. If you got AIDS and you ain't told nobody you got AIDS and that AIDS commercial come up,
oh yeah,
seriously,
yeah,
like
yo almost significant other is sitting next to you and get to seeing them commercials. you might want to think twice.
I'm serious.
You know what I mean?
You got to pay attention now, like to the commercials that come on the TV. Like,
AI is real, y'all.
AI is real.
We had a trial period where we sit back and we laugh about it, but we are truly Tuskegee experiments right now.
Yes.
That's what's going on. Because like I said, it's happened too many times to be a coincidence.
Yeah.
That is definitely not no coincidence when we can be having
Yeah.
a conversation about whatever we talking about and look up and it's either on our phone
and even
or
Facebook,
on television.
Lavelle was working on his emojis on Facebook.
Right.
And after he finished working on the avatar itself, he then went in and they grouped him with a white woman.
Right.
And he said,
Out of
his voice, he said, why would they put me with a white woman? It changed to a black woman.
Yes.
And then
right in front of our face,
front of our faces.
Without me touching a button, it changed literally on its own.
But before it gave you a white woman, it had you with a white man.
Exactly.
And he said, why they got me with a man? So then it put him with a white woman. He's like, why they give me a white woman? And after he said that, it changed to a black woman right in front of our eyes.
Literally.
It was literally like they were listening to us. So, I mean, privacy is not a thing anymore.
As long as you got the device in your hand,
Yeah.
you carrying around a microphone and a camera.
Yep.
So
every app that you download on your phone has a microphone.
Absolutely.
And you've got to have the microphone on in order to use the app. So that's Facebook, Instagram, any of them.
And all you criminally involved individuals out there that's game goofy to the game and wondering why you keep getting identified in your crimes, well, you're probably committing the crime with your phone in your pocket.
Yep.
So you just walking around letting these people know where the hell you at.
Exactly.
Just note to self, like, it's so many backward ways that you could be getting caught up that you don't even realize it. That's why it ain't even worth it, y'all.
No.
It's really not. And the sad part is what's about to happen is what happened to my generation. We had a law come out, and I always emphasize this, called Prop 187. It was the 3 strikes law. Everybody was out here so engaged to whatever they was doing, they didn't pay attention to this law that's literally slipped right under the door on us. And folks wasn't finding out about it until they was going into those bullpens, walking out to be charged, and realizing that they was facing life in prison for stealing pizzas, bikes, and things of that nature, and was going, how in the hell did this happen? Well, it happened right in front of us.
Yeah.
So what's about to happen now, y'all? Pay attention. They gearing us up.
Yep.
All these so-called bipping, the bipping that's going on, we all hear about it. We all know about it. We hearing how terrible our community is and how folks is being, basically tired and scared to come up out their houses due to this. All the laws that was in our favor are eventually going to go back against us as a result of people out here doing this. And for all you mothers, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, because we all come from that environment where people just become immune to what's going on in the house. So for all you mothers that's going to condone your child out there doing wrong, when the police come knocking, don't holler foul in. Don't. Whatever
It's too
you
late
do,
at that
don't
point.
holler foul.
Yeah, it's too late.
Respect it, because unfortunately that is a part of the game. We are not in this to last. It's not built for you to last. At some point, it's going to go bad. Every book you didn't read about the game, every so-called gangster you didn't heard about, is always a fucked up tale at the end of the story. It don't never end right. So trust and believe when I'm telling you, we speak on what we know here at the Unstoppable Stewarts, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. we speak from experience, okay?
Yes.
On everything that we speak of. Yeah, that the AI situation is real, and they're going to start using AI to catch criminals. They're going to start using AI for a lot of stuff.
It's already happening.
It's already
and
happening.
we come from an era of flashy cars and ghetto superstars. We know what that's like.
Yep.
But at the same time, as time has evolved, how many of them superstars are still in the hood? They ain't there no more. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
They disappeared like when.
Mm-hmm.
Literally like when. And as the generations go older, the lore of that person becomes, of a particular status, but they ain't here no more.
Yeah.
And who want to be represented in that fashion?
Yeah.
I rather leave this thing for something positive than to leave it, all in disarray. And so that's the unfortunate part about our community right now. It is in complete disarray.
It is.
It's
you know what,
it's
though?
a Medusa mind state where it's hella snakes and all of them is headed in different directions.
Yeah, because I was going to say, it really, what's happening in our community is a trickle down of leadership.
Yes.
Leadership is all messed up here in Oakland. It just is. You have no police chief.
No.
This woman has not gotten a police chief. So these police officers have been kind of running around here just floating kind of,
Absolutely.
And so it should be, with crime the way it is, it should be imperative.
That's no order in the government. And,
that's what I'm saying.
And it's sad because
that's leadership.
Because
right?
any one of us, y'all, could be brought up on charges at work. But we got to go through arbitration. And if we're found not to be liable of what we're being accused of, guess what happens? You get your job back.
Yeah,
so for whatever reason, this brother went through the legal processes, was vindicated of any wrongdoing, and she said, we're not giving you your job back. How do you do that? How do you do that? And then expect other people to sit there and say that what you're doing is justified. It's not enough people saying That ain't right.
Yeah.
Because you can dislike Mr. Armstrong all you want to. You could, but at the end of the day, guess what we don't have? We don't have a chief in place. And as a reason, there's no order at the top.
It is no order.
So you probably got somebody in place that don't need to be there. Fast forward, Tony Jones and all these people that's been, you know what I'm saying, associated to all these cases. This dude's right now in the penitentiary that's been falsely accused based on this brother. I didn't read the transcripts. I know what I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So here it is. You want to put somebody like that in office and expect the people of Oakland to really rally behind that? That's not cool.
No.
It's not cool. It's setting a bad precedence on what we already dealing with out here, which is this lawlessness.
That's right.
So at some point we gonna need some order. That's the only way people is gonna feel confident.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Miss Price, being the district attorney, she gonna reap the benefit of that harassment too.
Right.
Because it falls on you. It's the chief. It's the district attorney. It's all these people under them. That's, hey, what's going on? Why is our city in so much disarray? Why y'all can't get it right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes absolutely no sense.
No.
From the schools being in disarray, to our streets being in disarray, to the infrastructure being in disarray.
The infrastructure.
Folks can't
Let's
even
talk
drive down the street without breaking a rim or getting a flat tire because of the infrastructure. And
Let
it
me
ain't
tell
just no one place, it's everywhere.
Yeah, West Grand is the worst. I mean,
Yes.
they tried to patch that up, but West Grand, you riding down
It's a
West Grand
minefield.
doing this. I said, I wish a police would pull me
It's-
over
it's- it's a
for
minefield.
suspicion of drunk driving.
Absolutely.
So I tell him, you take that ticket and you shove it and you take it back to City Hall and tell them to fix these streets.
Simple as that.
Okay.
I mean, because you would think a street as traveled on as much as that particular street is,
Yeah.
that they would definitely do something about it. And just to see it just go and deteriorate the way that it's doing is not cool. I try to stay off that street as much as possible. And we
Yeah.
talking about everything from West Grand in between Market all the way over to Mandela.
Yeah.
If you traveling through there, it's like a minefield to your car because trust and believe you'll need an axle, a wheel alignment, a tire, or possibly a rim while driving down that street. It's just that bad.
Yeah, and the thing is that, you know, taxes are high in California. We pay the highest taxes in the
Yes.
nation, okay?
Yes.
Between us and New York.
Right.
And our streets should be streets of gold.
You would
the
think so.
Golden State, right?
You
There
would-
should be streets of gold.
I know one street they pay attention to in San Francisco, that little winding ass street where
Uh-huh.
you can't even do 5
Yeah,
miles
the
on.
Cricket
but
Road.
guess what? Ain't a crack up in that street. They
Oh,
gonna
no.
make, you know why? Because it make them money.
It's a tourist attraction.
Absolutely.
They had stopped that years ago. Some of the residents got together and they slowed it down.
Yeah.
It's back now, but yeah,
Yeah, because what they did was they opted to give them a commission for the fluctuation of traffic that's over there.
Yeah, but exactly. So it's for me. The streets, they did clean up Ramonde Field. That it does look good back there.
Oh, absolutely.
With the homeless,
I want to say shout out to the city for that. I mean, because it was a real black eye back there with all that, you know, trash and all of that stuff. And they came through there, and it's looking like a field of dreams right now.
It is, but my concern is what happened to those people they moved? Where are they displaced to? Do you know they're building on Wood Street, right down the street from Soundwave Studio? It's
Right.
2 big apartment buildings. I don't know if that's affordable housing, if that's going to be condos. We don't know.
Right.
But they moved these homeless people out to where?
That's the unfortunate
Where did those
part
people go?
about this whole process, about people being out there in the streets, because I mean, you see them there, and they're there for so long that literally, when you drive past, that now it's like, okay, where are these people at?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
So,
like cattle.
Yeah.
They move them like cattle.
Absolutely, and it's real unfortunate. But I told this story once before, because you know all of this stuff has a starting point, and I remember, like I said, it was Jeb Bush. He was the governor of Florida. And for whatever reason, he thought it would be cool to put all the pedophiles underneath the freeways. And it was, you know, people, you know, was crying about why would these people be in their communities And so eventually he just said, you know what, I'm going to just put them underneath the freeways. That kind of got that whole idea started. You started seeing people in tents, and next thing you know, it just became a cold thing across the country.
Yeah.
It ain't a state you can go to right now and see people sitting out there in tents
Under
and
the
just
freeway.
not caring. You know what I mean? And it's real unfortunate because at first I used to think, well, damn, it ain't no jobs, but actually it's jobs.
It is.
I work in workforce development. I know for a fact there's jobs out there.
Yeah.
Individuals is just lazy, and then that's another thing. It's like, why?
Yeah. No responsibility. Just think about it. If we go and pitch a tent, we don't have to pay PG&E, water, heat. I mean, they don't want responsibility.
Yeah.
Some of them are mental health issues. Some of them are drug users, right? So 9 times out of 10, it's the drug user who, how do I want to put this?
Well, I won't even blame it just all on them because
no,
the people who had a property around here, like right now, it's almost $8,000 to move in to a two to 3 bedroom house.
That's why I was saying to a drug user, you were saying that I was blaming. That's not what I was saying. I was saying that to a drug user, they're out there on the streets because they're smoking up their rent money. Right? So they rather just, hey.
But some people can't save up to what I just was telling you.
Oh no.
To the $6,000 to $7,000.
Right, because they working 2 jobs, not making enough to show.
Absolutely.
So that's the flip side of it. It's not all mental health or drug users. It's really people out here in these homeless encampments that are going to work, but they just can't afford. You got to make 3 times the rent. So if your rent is $3,000, you got to be bringing home 10 a month.
Damn near, and it just makes
ain't no damn near. You got to be bringing in 10.
Yeah, literally.
Yes.
And it makes no sense that and that's why people is sitting out there the way that they are.
But this is also why I say home ownership is better than renting. Just think about it. If my rent is $2,800 to $3,000 and I got to come up with first month, last month, and deposit, that's a down payment on a home.
Right. Absolutely.
Literally, and if you have anywhere between $5,000 to $10,000, that's a down payment on a home.
Absolutely.
You should never spend $10,000 to move into an apartment.
No, you shouldn't.
That is horrible.
Absolutely.
That is absolutely horrible.
When you could take that money and just go get a down payment on a house.
So the Stewarts were all about resources. January 31st, there is a webinar. Dang, I wish I could have given that information first. So that it could come up on the screen. But it's a webinar on the 31st. And this webinar is HUD. HUD is Section 8, really. And HUD will be giving out home loans and they're giving
first-time buyers,
to
right?
first-time buyers, yes. First-time buyers. And these are homes that are foreclosed homes.
Right.
They're allowing people on Section 8 to come and buy these homes.
That's what's up.
Knowledge is power.
Yes.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And that's what we're doing here at the Unstoppable Stewarts. We're trying to give y'all this knowledge, this real life information because who else gonna give it to you? And we come from these communities and we hear different things and we want to support our local leaders. We want to support our local nonprofits that's really out there engaged in the movement of helping individuals and not just, solely out there for the purposes of the money. Because unfortunately, people get into this and they see that money and totally forget why they in the process in the first place. And that's what we're not trying to have. We're trying to really give some real information so individuals can tap in and get that necessary resources and find them a house to live in instead of sitting out here in somebody's apartment and pissed off because your neighbors is too loud or the folks underneath you don't know how to act. So it's so many variables as to why a person would want to get their own. Look into that. Tell them what it is again, babe.
It's wealth in the land. It's HUD Housing. They're having a webinar. It is going to be, let me just go ahead and, it is going to be on the 31st. Okay. That is on Wednesday.
Right.
And it is, I don't have the link, but if you can go to maybe HUD Housing or Section 8, it should be on that on that site.
Got you.
The
Got
site
you.
that's coming through. Yep.
Well, yeah, like I said, it was this was a very good weekend for us, and we always, at this time of the show, we like to bring up the mental aspect of that folks is out there dealing with. It's a lot of mental health going on, and we want to enlighten and let folks know that we here for them, and whatever you need to talk about, we ready to talk about it, because the mental awareness is real.
Yes.
And individuals is walking around in front of you, literally pretending like they okay, but going through a whole bunch of stuff. And last year, unfortunately, we saw a tragic death of somebody that we love, who was just doing so much for everybody else, but wasn't getting the necessary help she needed. So throughout the course of each show that we do, we always like to bring up the fact that if you're going through some mental issues, please talk to somebody. Let them know, because it's no joke.
No joke. We got to pay some bills, I think.
Yeah, so on this note, we're going to pay some bills, and we'll double back in a minute. God bless y'all. Stay tuned right here and keep pushing.
I'm Daryl Allums. I'm Executive Director of Anime Village Stop Our Kids Movement. I'm also the founder of the Oakland Frontline Healers. Oakland Frontline Healers are an Oakland, California service in the African American community that's impacted by the COVID-19 crisis right now. We are on the front line every day, passing out masks, hand sanitizer, giving them groceries, taking our loved ones, getting tested, out here serving our community while the pandemic is going on. Oakland Frontline Healers also supporting our loved ones have dealt with community gun violence, police violence, domestic violence, and any violence that's tapped onto that. We're here to support our community how we possibly can.
Are you ready to honor the legacy of my brother and hip-hop legend Shock G and make a difference in the community? Show your support for the East Oakland Collective, EOC, by purchasing the new Shock G Humpty t-shirt designed by Shamari Smith. It's available at beatsforhope.com. My brother Shock G was a multi-platinum hip-hop pioneer and producer who was deeply committed to helping the community, culture, and music of his time. His vision for helping humanity was honorable and has inspired people to come together and see to those that need important attention and love. By purchasing the new Shock G Humpty t-shirt, you are supporting the EOC, which helps provide essential services in East Oakland. Together, we can make a difference as we honor Shock G's legacy and support our friends at the EOC. Get your Shock G Humpty t-shirt today.
Welcome to Sweet Fingers, where the flavors of Jamaica come alive. Our talented chefs blend authentic Jamaican ingredients with a touch of love and passion. From tender oxtail stew to flavorful coconut shrimp to our snapper fish, we serve up the best of Jamaican cuisine. Whether you're looking for a taste of Jamaica or an unforgettable dining experience, Sweet Fingers is the place to be. Feel the rhythm, taste the spice, and immerse yourself in the vibrant Jamaican nightlife at our restaurant, where every night becomes a celebration of island flavors and unforgettable experiences. Come and experience the soulful flavors of Jamaica today. Nobody does it like Sweet Fingers, baby.
Mary, without Mary, man, let me know.
Well,
The police?
police, that's
Live by the sword, die by the sword, has become a common expression, adapted from Jesus. Words to Peter, the proverb meaning is still basically the same. A person who lives violently will probably at some point be killed. In a violent manner, violence begets violence. Those who practice violence will come to a violent end. I say it again. Those who practice violence will come to a violent end.
I used to shoot all my videos with hooker boy. I used it.
www.m4mmunited.org, or you can call us at 877-900-0832.
You sound like him.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all, we back. It's Monday. We on the second half of the show. We want to thank y'all for tuning in to the Unstoppable Stewarts. My name is Lavelle Stewart, and I'm sitting next to my wife, and she is
Stacy Stewart.
with the mole, y'all. That's Stacy with the mole.
Stacy with the mole.
Yeah, man, she tripping.
That's right. That's right. You were supposed to say that. It's Stacy with the mole.
So look, we want to thank all y'all for tuning in. As I just mentioned, we were just sitting here talking about the Super Bowl coming up February 11th. You know what I mean? We got from the NFC side, we got the 49ers in the building, and from the AFC, we got the Chiefs.
All right. So did you see that game?
I saw both games.
Okay. Who was the guy who threw the ball and it bounced off of him?
Oh, you talking about?
He caught his own pass. That was, I had never seen anything.
You talking about
like
the
that.
youngster for Baltimore?
Yeah,
The
yes.
quarterback.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Threw the ball, it got tipped in the air, and he was able
What,
to
did it bounce
run.
off somebody's shoulder pad? Like,
No, it actually bounced off somebody's hand, and it went straight up in the air, and Lamar was able to run up underneath it and do it moving. I ain't never seen a play like that before. Shout out to the little homie Lamar Jackson. It's unfortunate though, but he playing against a baby goat. It's just it just what it is, because nobody thought that Patrick Mahomes was gonna go into Baltimore and win. They really thought that he was over and done for this game.
Yeah.
But you know, when you possess them type of powers, you know, he's referred to as the baby goat, and he living up to the hype.
Right.
But
So I have a question. Because you're a Raider fan, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a Raider fan?
Mm-hmm.
To the fullest.
Right.
I would like to know.
The Super Bowl technically has absolutely no meaning.
No, it may not have. But
None.
this is the thing. Here's the thing. I need for a real Raider fan to tell me, why is it that you guys can't congratulate 49er fans?
I mean, I'll just say this, right? You don't see Mets fans congratulating Yankee fans. You don't see Knicks fans congratulating Net fans. Any team that shares a crosstown rival is always going to be that type of.
So what is that about? Like Raider, I'm a Raider fan, right?
Well, I mean, if you really a Raider fan, then you're not going to represent the Chiefs. You're not going to represent the Broncos, and you damn sure ain't going to represent the Chargers. That's off top. And then because of where we reside and the history back and forth with the Bay
Battle
Area,
of the Bay.
the Battle of the Bay, so everything over there, we ain't going to deal with that neither.
Right.
So that's kind of how all of that stuff, it's a whole bunch of other stuff attached to it as to why that there's that other animosity, but for the overall, it's just a competition type of thing. It's always been like that, and despite the fact that the Raiders, you know, got on the highway and went to Vegas, they still the Raiders. So we travel with them. We don't.
Okay.
We go where they go.
Right.
Pretty
yeah,
much.
because you have some Raider fans that's like, oh, forget them. They left us. Well, no, I think that they had to make a business choice, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, but like I said, the Super Bowl really has no meaning. Definitely can't root for the Chiefs.
You can't wait for them?
No, I'm just merely a spectator.
Okay.
You know, it's
okay.
been a lot of jokes about where they playing. They playing in our stadium and all of that. We get it. You know, it is what it is. But for a real diehard Raider fan, nah, I can't see myself rooting for either team in this situation. I'm like how these other people is. I want to see the Super Bowl commercials.
Oh,
you know
okay.
What I mean?
That's all you vested in is the
I'm here to
commercials.
see what the commercials gonna look like. You know, they get bigger and bigger every year, so we gonna see what the commercials is doing. We gonna see who Usher bring out there on the stage with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other
Fully
than that,
spectating. No.
yeah. But other than that, you know, just enjoy the festivities of the Super Bowl, because one thing about it, it brings out all the greats. And I'm a history buff. I love to see some of them dudes and what they doing now and the impact that they left, their legacy on the game. So it'd be fun to see them, because everybody going to come out for the Super Bowl. And being that it's in Vegas too, you already know it's going to be a true event. So shout out to the bowl. But like I said, as far as the teams that's there, you know, they don't. It don't even matter at this point.
It's null and void.
Nah, it don't matter.
No,
it don't matter.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I know, you know, folks is gonna have some lavish dishes. They gonna have Super Bowl parties out the yin yang.
Dish?
Yeah, you
What's
know.
your dish? Tell the people.
A big old thing of nachos.
It's called macho nachos.
Yeah.
That's a good name for it.
Absolutely, because the nachos go crazy.
Yes,
and,
they do.
And shout out to Nacho Libre. That's my boy right there. If you ever off that funny tree, watch Nacho Libre. He gonna have you on the floor.
Oh, we gotta watch that. I've never seen that.
Nacho Libre was a wrestler.
Yeah, right. Was he a wrestler?
But it's a movie. It's funny from start to finish. If you ever get a chance to see it.
I want to say it came out in the late 80s.
No, but it's based on a wrestler that was in the 80s. So that's probably why you thought that it was in the 80s.
Okay.
But Nacho Libre is, you know, it's one of them Cheech and Chong type of movies.
Okay.
You're going to definitely want to be enjoying yourself so you can get you a good laugh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
One of them kind of movies. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Get a good chuckle.
Yeah, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, we gotta laugh at ourselves and just enjoy life.
Yes.
So some people be so unwind and just, you know,
Tense,
especially
uptight.
on Monday.
Yeah.
Sadly, Monday is one of the days that they say everybody is all wound up and all tense. So in this hour, although we say no nonsense, no buffoonery, we, you know, every now and then we want to lighten it up and just really, you know, enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
To be able to provide this information for y'all, because it was a time when we didn't have this we didn't have this information to give y'all, nor an outlet where we could actually, you know, provide it. So shout out to the individuals behind the scenes that's allowing us to be able to do what we do every Monday. And we're going to keep doing it until we can't do it no more.
That's right. With that being said, before we took a break, we was talking about mental health.
Yes.
And again, like Lavelle said, we take time out to talk about mental health because it is a problem here.
Right.
A lot of times you are talking to someone and you're just so superficial. And one of the things that we talk about is that in our community, in the Black community, we were raised, what goes on in this house stays in this house.
Absolutely.
And it has done us a disservice on every end. It has caused us not to share with others, and it has caused us not to be authentic or totally transparent with individuals, right?
True.
And so what I've learned in my experience of walking through my journey is that I have had to learn how to relearn. I've had to relearn because a lot of the things that we were taught when we were younger, it stagnate us, right?
Absolutely.
And so I want to speak to the power of asking, like, and sharing.
I mean, real life information.
Like real life information.
And you know, some of us had to become adults before we could ask those challenging questions to our mothers and fathers. And for those of you who still have your mothers and fathers here, and you have been walloping in questions that you have wanted to ask for years as to why whatever was so, you know, traumatic in your life that changed the trajectory of your life, that may have, you know, whatever the case may be, it may have, you know, caused y'all to move or whatever the case may be, I would encourage you to sit your mother or father down and really just ask. And you'll be surprised what type of answers that you get, because now we have a particular level of maturity where now it's real important as our families get up in age to want to know these questions. And even if it ain't questions that may be like in that situation, you might see them, you know, going through health issues these are questions you want to ask your family now while they still here, so that you can pass it down to the generations behind you. So if there is a hereditary trait that may run through your family and you wondering why all these people are getting sick from this particular thing or whatever it is, you got to ask. And if you don't ask and you just sit there and watch, and when they no longer here no more, then you can't ask them. So why they still here, find out what's going on with them in between their ears and in between their chest.
And when I say that, you are absolutely right. I was thinking and speaking on ask for what you want. You understand?
Yeah.
For what you want in life. The Bible says you have not because you ask not.
Right.
And a lot of people don't ask.
Right.
They just don't ask, and so there is a fear. People have a fear with asking.
Well, we're speaking from a black experience. I being a young man, and I'm gonna say I'm being a young boy and you being a young girl. Like you said when we first started talking about this, there was a line of understanding that was put in front of us that basically said what happens in this house stays in this house. And as we begin to grow up and things were presented to us in terms of, some of us that are watching this program might have heard the term that until you're paying bills up in here, you don't have a say in here.
Yeah.
And so as these different things were thrown at us as young adolescents, we learned to suppress this information. And when we became adults, we acquired how to suppress it and never got away from suppressing it. So we now live in the state of suppression. That all we do is internalize whatever is happening to us and never allow that situation to come out. And so as a result, we walk around in fucked up predicaments, whether it be a relationship with the woman, a relationship with the kids, a relationship with the people we work with, or just a relationship with the people in the community. You know what I mean? It's for those type of reasons right there where an individual is not breaking down the process to say, let me, like you said, ask. Because if you ask, then once you get these answers, a lot of that stress that you may be going through will suppress itself.
And I'm saying just in general ask. People don't ask for whatever reason. People don't ask. You're putting it on a family level, but I'm
not
saying,
even then.
Yeah, just
think about,
because this is the reason why I say this is because people don't share.
Yeah, but
you don't want to share what you going through.
We worked in an education. In an elementary school. Wasn't none of them little black babies gonna be running up to no white psychiatrist really trying to tell them anything?
No,
because they had already been told.
No,
certain
I'm talking
things.
about in terms of, like, you were very vocal on social media when you got your teeth taken out. Your goal, right? I'm talking in that term. Like you were free enough to share your story. You were free enough to share. That unlocked the door for you to get your teeth done.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So that's what I mean. Like, people are too afraid to even share because of that. What go on in this house? Stay in this house.
But I mean, if you've been trained to earn, some have been trained, others have learned this process to see some things and suppress it, and don't know how to go to nobody and say that they hurting, or go to somebody and say that they feeling a certain way. People just don't know and don't understand how that is, because they may look at somebody they want to say this to, but be in fear of rejection. Because rejection, when somebody is going through something that's traumatic, as a potential suicide, is the last thing they need to be hearing. But if you don't know that person is going through this, and because suicide, like I say it all the time, it has no color, it has no scent, it has no particular body movement or nothing. So you don't know. So somebody may be in dire straits and come to you wanting to hear whatever you could possibly tell them to get them through that moment, and you busy in your life really not knowing, you might just tell them, I'll call you back. And that be the last time we hear from that person. So it's so many variations to that you just can't put no one thing on it, because like I said, it goes back to us being kids and us suppressing all of this information. How do you get out of that? That's what we said earlier in the podcast about relearning.
Yeah.
You have to relearn that
Yes.
process.
Yes.
And folks is out here engaged in whatever they're going through and don't have time to get that necessary resource to where they now can.
But you gotta make
can
time.
do that.
You gotta make time.
Yeah, but a lot of people is in denial. They don't think they have that problem.
Oh, right.
When you try to tell them about it, they say, "Oh no, that ain't me." But yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
doing
don't wanna take
everything. You
responsibility.
doing everything throughout the course of the day to from working to taking care of the kids, to coming home to cooking, to then helping the kids with their homework, to helping the kids get situated for bed, and then boom, you sleep yourself, and then you right back up and you're doing the same thing all over and over and over again. And it's a repetitive process that you become so in tune with that you lose sight of self. We see it happening all the time. How many women do you know that had kids and just got so invested in what was going on with them that they lost sight of themselves?
Yeah.
So it happens on so many levels that an individual literally got to learn self. You got to learn how to relearn self all over again.
All over again, yeah. Because a lot of things that we were taught, it's no good.
No, I won't say it was no good, babe. But we learned from people that this was the only way that they knew how to survive.
Yeah.
And as we got older and mature, we started to realize that the methods that they went by was not correct. And there's no knock on none of our parents.
No.
They did the best that they could with the resources that they had. Nobody unlearned them to let them know that what they was doing was wrong.
Yeah.
So they can't be faulted for that.
No.
But at the same time, when I sit down and I tell my mother about what I saw coming up, it's no knock on this lady.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that what I saw and how it impacted me and what I went through as a result of this. That's where that come from, man. Because I could never sit up and knock this lady for how she raised me. She did the best she could. But
what she knew how to do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
But at a point in our lives, we develop what's called maturity.
Yes.
And once you become mature in something, now you know. So if you know, do you continue this process? Sadly, some mothers have. Some fathers have. We need to remove that process out the way and relearn. And that's what this topic was about.
Hashtag relearn.
Hashtag relearn. You got to get out there and relearn. Shout out to all those who just came home in the last couple of days from doing them long stretches. God bless you if you're watching us. That's what it's about, brothers. Relearning. Getting out here, getting reacquainted with what's going on out here, and being the best to yourself and to your family. Relearning. That's what we're doing today. And every Monday, trying to relearn and become better people, because if we don't, who gonna help us? For real.
You got to make it to see the next day.
Yes.
And each day you build a brick a day. Eventually you'll get your
gonna get that wall.
But we can't
get that
try
wall.
to build too many
Nah.
at one time.
Nah.
That's where you get scattered.
Yes.
Okay.
If you're doing too much and
Build
ain't
a
paying
brick.
attention, the foundation won't be right, and you'll realize you as higher as you getting with that wall, it's too much
gonna
weight
crumble.
at the top. It's gonna crumble. That's what we don't want to happen. We want solid foundation, and however you got to get there, whether it's at a snail's pace or at a rabbit's pace or at a cheetah's pace, just be ready. Be ready for the moment. Stay true to it, and God bless you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Man.
So with that said, we want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Yes.
Keep supporting the Unstoppable Network. You can catch us at
Unstoppable Stewarts on Instagram, and we are the Unstoppable Stewarts on Facebook. And if you want to email us, we're unstoppablestewards@gmail.com. Yes,
and
yes.
if you can't watch us live, you could always go to YouTube and catch us at
The Unstoppable Stewards.
So we thank y'all for tuning in, and like we said, no nonsense, no buffoonery. God bless y'all. Stay safe till next Monday. Peace.
Peace.